subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
We in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes.
All right, we in here. It is that time. Let me give you a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time. I am Tariq, and we're ready to chop it up. So let's drop bombs. We about to blow it up. Let's get it popping. Everybody come on in the room. Everybody give me a retweet. That would be great. Let everybody know that I'm live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started chopping it up, I will give some shout outs to the people in the room, some of the regulars. I always got to start it off like that to show love and show respect to some of the regulars here. Let's give a shout out to, real quick, Big Fox, FBA Said, Ivy World, Brother Marak, Zuri, Seven, Breeze, Liam, Different, Christina, Lex, TC Royalty, FBA Town Business, Anya Saru, Sweets, Doshan, FBA True to This, Miss Doreen, Cornbread Mafia, my lovely sister Brooke. We have Trinity in the building. Everybody's up in here. The Tether Native, Guapo, C Capone, King Hip Hop, Harriet Tubman's Pistols. Shout out to all the lovely people in here, giving that good energy, making it do what it do. And again, everybody give me a retweet to let everybody know that we're live now. We're going to take calls in a minute. But before we do, we got to talk about y'all girl, Jasmine Crockett. Lord. Family, what's going on with y'all homegirl, Jasmine Crockett? Jasmine Crockett is just out here mammying it up. She's out here just being buffoonish. She's just doing the most out here. Every time she does an interview, and I'm not trying to beat up on the sister, but it's just so cringy. She's saying weird stuff and she's just giving alley-oops to the right-wing white supremacists. She's just giving them all types of alley-oops. Saying bonehead stuff, trying to do snapbacks and be witty. And she was doing a speech the other day and she was talking about Greg Abbott and she called him Hot Wheels or something like that. And all the right-wingers are trying to jump on that. And it's a lot going on with her. But just the performative hood radishness, I'm so not with that. It's such a bad look. Now, why? Let's get into that. Why does the DNC parade Jasmine Crockett around, having this woman act like America's next top hood rat? They have her acting hood rat, like gaudy, over the top, ratchet. It's extremely forced and performative. They're summoning her to do that. They're making her do that. And I say make in quotations because you don't have to do anything. But they're prompting her to do this. All of this performative hood ratism. What are the real reasons they're making this woman engage in this type of behavior? Because again, every week or every other day, they got her saying some bonehead ass stuff. And they try to make her the representative of Black society, which she's not. Jasmine Crockett is not our representative. But why do the DNC have Jasmine running around here acting so ratchet? I got some theories. Well, one theory, I think they're trying to distract from the policy failures So all of her damn antics, you're talking about her and her damn shenanigans. That's a distraction from the Democrats' shortcomings. We're not talking about their janky ass policies that affect the black community in a negative way. The lack of reparations, all the gentrification and all of this money that they're giving to all these other groups. See, we're not talking about that. So they got a loud, colorful personality who can kind of dominate the headlines. All the real issues that stays ignored. Because you notice Jasmine never talks about no issues relating to us. She'll get out there and act a fool and then start talking about immigration, talking about how important immigrants are. But you don't see Jasmine talking about issues for black people, particularly foundational black Americans, and she damn sure ain't doing nothing about no reparations. You see? And also with the DNC, this is their manufactured relatability. See, they think they're using her so she can perform this cultural relatability shtick. So that's designed for the lowbrow, sexy red crowd that they're trying to tap into with this stereotypical realness. And they think that's some kind of pandering that's going to work for him. And it's not working for him. Did that work for Kamami? All of that performative pandering, that didn't work for her. We're not going for that no more. DNC, I know y'all listening in here. DNC, I know you got your trolls and tethers in here. That ain't working. Your whole relatable ratchet nonsense, that's just not working. Um, Also, man, it's over the top controlled opposition. You know, when they elevate somebody who leans into this over the top stereotype of what a black woman is, they make sure the political space is represented by caricatures, not no real lineage based thinkers, you see. So, this is a way for them to low key kind of neutralize grassroots momentum. And also, they want to undermine the image of black women in politics. See, having Jasmine Crockett out here acting loud, aggressive, unpolished. That's deliberate, I think, family. They know how this woman is acting, and they know how that's going to have a blowback on black women. So doing that subtly damages the public perception of black female leadership. You see, and then that gives credence to the whole narrative that implies that black women can't really be sophisticated policymakers. See, the Democrats, they'll pull some shit like that so they can justify, having a white guy run the show, you see, while they're trying to pander to the black crowd. Like, hey, we tried to give you guys a shot, so we're in your corner. We had one of your ratchets up here, but it just didn't work out. So we're gonna get another white daddy like Biden and bring them in. So maybe a Gavin Newsom or whoever. But having Jasmine run around here with all of that performative ratchetness, see that a lot of that keeps black political discourse at a very low vibration. See, promoting all of those theatrics and that sensationalism and all that dancing, you're conditioning black audiences to accept drama basically as political engagement, which it's not. They think that, okay, we're going to be politically engaged watching this woman run around here act like a ratchet. No, no, we need to talk about some policies. We don't care about all of that sass and all of that hood radishness. What are the policies? What policies do you have? You see? And the real thing is the dominant society and the DNC, what they're trying to do, they're trying to basically equate ratchetness in quote ghetto with grassroots. You see? That's why they got her doing all of this performative nonsense. See, the DNC, they're strategically blending the aesthetics of hood culture with grassroots activism to kind of blur the line between authenticity and caricature. See, promoting somebody who comes across as real or from the streets or hood, they can mimic organic political energy without actually empowering real grassroots movements. Do y'all follow me on that? I want y'all to follow me on that because see, all of that ratchetness, like I said, it distracts that distracts from real policy and it distracts from the policy failure. So her over the top nonsense, it'll create a viral moment or a sound bite and all that sass that'll distract you from the fact that there's no real tangible black agenda that's being pushed whatsoever. Just acting ghetto and ratchet, that's supposed to be our representation. Like, ooh, I'm representing the streets by acting like a hood rat. No, where are the policies? You see? See, the DNC, they understand that performance and spectacle, they think that's going to replace substance, especially in a digital age. So Crockett, she's almost like political entertainment, just loud, meme worthy, animated, while maintaining allegiance to the party line. You see? Because see, having her get out here and do all of this performative ratchetness, that's also meant to kind of neutralize any revolutionary energy that's out there. See, true, real grassroots movements, it's about economic justice. It's about power, institutional change. And they're pushing the DNC, the white DNC, they'll push a Jasmine Crockett out here to kind of siphon off that energy and then redirect it into empty symbolisms and party loyalty. You think? Giving you the illusion of resistance. This is not resistance, that's ratchetness. And also her over the top antics, that pleases the corporate donors while she tries to act authentic. They don't know. They see all this ratchetness, they think that is working. The suits, yeah. See, the DNC, they want somebody who sounds like she's with the people, but vote like she's with the banks. So they have her trying to toe that line, trying to walk that thin line. See, they couldn't do it with Kamala Harris because, we know Kamala Harris is a foreigner. But with Jasmine Crockett, you see, she gives the illusion of rebelliousness, but she's not threatening the DNC's financial alliances. And what's her background? A lot of people are questioning Jasmine Crockett's background because her family is kind of vague with that. Like, okay, where is her family really from? Where does her lineage go? That's been up in the air. You see. But the thing is, the DNC, man, they really want to control the narrative on black representation. So pushing a Jasmine Crockett out here to the forefront. See, the DNC, they can claim that they're elevating black women. You see, when you talk about representing black women, this is the one they represent. They represent either a tether bed wench or a ratchet. You see, and you can control ratchets. That's the thing. Ratchets can be controlled. Because most of them rely on white daddy. Yeah. So they pretend that they're elevating black women and they're being inclusive while making sure that that representation never leads to real demands for real transformation. So she becomes, the Jasmine Crockett, they become the safe face of what radical black politics look like because they're still safely tethered to the Democrat machine, you see. And also people like to exploit the cultural capital of quote hood culture because like it or not hood culture has global influence, yeah. So the DNC, they want to tap into it without addressing the systematic issues that created the damn hood in the first place, you see. So some real funny style stuff going on out here. And also again, they want to undermine serious black political thought while Jasmine is out there rolling her neck and all of that stuff, being sassy and loud and pointing her fingers. Um, real economic liberation is being ignored, you see. And this is them trying to cater to the youth. with a cartoon version of what's relatable. The Gen Zs and the millennials, they gravitate towards realness. So the DNC, they believe that a loud, slick talking, exaggerated personality like Crockett, that's going to resonate with younger voters, even though it's a very insultingly shallow strategy rooted in damn stereotypes. You see? Because see what the DNC wants to do, they want to maintain the illusion of resistance against the establishment. So you see, Crockett sounds defiant. She's always telling somebody off, being sassy. She acts defiant. She's being snappy and snazzy with people, but only to Republicans. You see? Yeah, they let her get away with that with Republicans. So she got a green light to go after them with all of that sass. Yeah, they're harmless targets. She's not going to critique the DNC's failure on reparations and all of that stuff. Remember, she was kissing Biden's ass. Remember that old suck butt shit she was doing with Biden some months ago during the campaign? She was like, "Oh, Biden, I wish I had somebody like Biden who can take care of me like the way he loved his son. I would want a daddy like Biden." It was something like that, something real mammy-ish. She was talking about Biden sucking up to Biden. So yeah, they give the illusion of rebellion, but they're tethered strongly to the DNC. All roads lead back to the DNC. You see, so all of that performative nonsense, we ain't going for it. We got to get some tangibles out here in these streets. Let's get Dat Nika in the building. Y'all start raising your hand. Let's get on up in here. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from the family. Hop on in here, fam.
Hey, what's up, Tariq? How you
Hey,
doing
brother.
tonight?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm fine, bro. Hey, my avatar is heavily inspired. I remember you were telling me about the Americana artifacts that you can find in those antique flea markets and malls and stuff like that.
Yo, yeah.
Bro, my homeboy, like these ain't my dolls. These my homeboy dolls. And he's black. He black. They found them in an estate sale.
Wow.
And this the ill shit. His mom outbidded these white. Okay, so the estate sale. I guess it was some. They was in an old white neighborhood, old money shit in my city. I live in Montgomery, Alabama. So Cradle of Confederacy, bus boycott, that type of shit.
Oh, yeah.
And they were. It was an estate sale. So I guess some old white man died or some shit like that. Some old white people died, and they were selling everything in the house. Bro, don't you know that when my homeboy mom, she was like, I'm not letting these white people get these things. I'm not finna let them get them. And she paid good money for these little dolls. And these dolls are massive. They're about 3.5, 4 feet tall. Don't you know a white man was so pissed off that she copped these things? And
Wow.
it just bears witness to what you were talking about with the Americana artifacts and stuff like that. Like they don't want us to have these, uh, for lack of a better word, I have to call them a relic. It's a relic. These are relics. I have to put some respect on our name. We have relics of who and what we are. And these things are magical. Every time I go to his house, I always interact with these things. I'm like, these are the coolest shit ever. They're just so cool to me, man. And like, this is who
Mm,
we are. This is how they used to see us. And
right.
you know what I'm saying? And these white people wanted these big ass gollywog. What was you gonna do with this? Like, do you
Oh,
feel like
oh,
you capturing niggas? Is there some magic attached to this?
yeah.
Sorry to
It's
cut you
look.
off.
Let's get into that. But thank you, brother, for the call. And look, and at the Hidden History Museum, we have a lot of that stuff. And I asked you guys, when y'all run across that stuff, can y'all please send it to me? Because yeah, I like to show how they thought and still think of us. Let's put it out there. Let's show the little sick ass stuff that they were doing. We got a whole bunch of that stuff at the Hidden History Museum. We like to show the sick shit that they were doing as a form of just their everyday life. They would have ashtrays with folks getting lynched. They had little games. We got it at the Hidden History Museum. They had little children's games like Little Black Sambo with black kids getting eaten by tigers. black kids getting eaten by alligators. These were like shit that they had in their homes, like salt and pepper shakers of black folks with big ass lips. They got thermostats with little black Sambos. This was something that they would just have every day in their lives. And right now, because they can't really openly have that stuff out and about like that no more, they secretly collect these things. There's a huge market for that Black Americana stuff, family. Like when we're getting stuff for the museum, that's why I ask people, when y'all find some stuff, send it to me, because a lot of that stuff is kind of hard to find. Because these white supremacists, boy, they got whole auction sites for this stuff. You go to a little antique store, especially in the South. They got all that stuff off in the back now in Kennesaw. They got an antique shop with all of the racist stuff. Some suspected white supremacists own the shop. I tried to go up there. It was closed when I tried to go up there. But the thing is, you got to understand the white supremacist mindset. See, they love these items and they love collecting them. And these artifacts, see, they reinforce racial hierarchy nostalgia. You see, these racist Black Americana items, they represent a time when white supremacy was unquestioned and it was institutionalized unapologetically. You see, until the 1960s, that's when we started whooping ass, and we said enough is enough. They had to take all that stuff down. But see, them owning them items, that's about preserving the memory of that power structure. So they feel psychologically connected to that era of dominance. And see that those trinkets that serve as like cultural trophy pieces. Those are trophies from like an era of control, like hunters. They mount the heads of animals that they conquered. So those racist collectibles, that's a symbol of black subjugation and white control. So they want to go back to the good old days. Yeah. Because they subconsciously they want to revive slavery and Jim Crow, but they know there's too much of an ass whooping that's gonna come with that. So they like to gather their little trinkets and reminisce about the good old days. They can vicariously relive the power dynamic of slavery and racial terror when they have these little secret items. That's why we collect them, to kind of take the power away. We like to let them know, hey, we see your bullshit. Yeah, we see what you got. We see it. Now try it. Try it now. You see? And also, see, that racist memorabilia, that's like a safe, sanitized form of hate. You see? See, overt racism, that's publicly frowned upon. So these artifacts that allow these people to indulge in this racial imagery under the guise of history and antiques. That's a little loophole they can engage in to participate in white supremacy and have plausible deniability. So when they have all of these trinkets and all of these things with black uh, um, um, children's toys and little banks where black people are getting harmed and just all types of weird anti-black shit, they can say, "Oh, I'm just a collector. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of it, but yeah, I like to, I got all types of history. I collect things from the Civil War. I have General Lee's pistol. I have Theodore Roosevelt's watch. I have Kunta Kinte's foot. I mean, ooh, I mean, not that I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. Um, you know, you see, that's what they do. And what they want to do, they want to symbolize, those trinkets that symbolizes ownership of over black identity. You know, they own all of this racist imagery of black people, so they're literally owning the narrative. So that's their gatekeeping. See, they think they can control the past by possessing those grotesque depictions. See, they don't like us having that stuff. When I was going down to Georgia, I was going all around the South looking for stuff like that. And some of these stores were acting real funny style. There were some things I told you I went to a store in Georgia, an antique store, and I was trying to buy all that shit, and then they took it from me and then went to the back and then came back out like it never existed. I'm like, "Hey, where's the shit?" Now, there was like a well, it was something that I was gonna get. It was like a license plate. I forgot what it was. It was like a racist ass license plate with like a kid with big ass black kid with big lips and some shit. And this was at a store in Gwinnett County. And they were like, okay, let me see that. And then the guy went and took it to the back and came out and didn't have it. And then act like it didn't exist. It was some real weird shit. That's why I said when I go back to them stores, I'm gonna take some folks with me because they were the vibe got a little lynchy. I said, okay, I'm gonna have to, when I come back down here, I'm gonna have to take a few hitters with me just to watch my back. You dig? Because they were kind of giving me the look. Yeah, we're uncomfortable with your kind around here. They were kind of giving me that look. Yeah. Why are you asking about this stuff? They were kind of giving that look. I'm like, okay, I might have to have some backup if I come back down here. You see, but yeah, that's them trying to relive the open racist past. It's a real weird vibe that these people have. All right, let me get some more people in here, family. Let me get some more folks in here. Raise your hand. Yeah, let's get Shaquan. Let's get Mr. Shaquan in the building. Mr. Shaquan, hop in, sir.
Oh damn, Tariq. Oh damn, bro. That's crazy, bro. I ain't even, bro. I've been following you for over 10 years, bro. I ain't would have never thought I would be talking to you directly, bro. I was just coming up here, bro, to thank you, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, man. In 2015, you and Young Pharaoh got me up on this journey, bro. This third eye energy stuff, like this and that, bro. Like I used to be running the streets heavy and all this and that, and so I started looking at your hidden colors thing and all this and that, and then I started getting into the history of our people and stuff like that, man.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm glad that you make a real stand for us, bro. Like I heard, like, you know what I'm saying, on the main stage, because you got the platform to do it.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
it's a lot of weak Sambo niggas out here that they scared to fight, they scared to speak up and all this and that, man. I'm just glad we got somebody like you or others, bro, that really down to fight for us and all this and that, bro. Like, and
Man,
I just really appreciate you, big brother. Real
man,
talk.
man. Much respect, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate everybody for having my back. Because we got riders out here, man, and that's all love. We gotta have each other's back out here. We gotta look out for each other. We gotta make sure everybody's good. It's up to us. Me, you, all of us. We have to make sure that each other is good. What's up, Miss Angela? How are you, dear?
Hey Tariq, how you doing? I tagged you yesterday. Did you see the Sambo salt shakers?
Yeah, I
Uh,
did. I think I got some of those already. Yeah, if you can, yeah, if you can get some of that stuff and send it to me, that would be greatly appreciated, beloved.
Y'all really want that shit? I be wanting to kick that shit over when I see it. Man, these white folks got that shit all in their yard. They got the lawn jockeys. They
Hmm.
got one for $2,000. You really want that shit?
I want it. Yes, I do. I want all
All
of
right,
that.
I'll start collecting it for you then. I got you. That's all I wanted. Love, peace, and reparations to y'all.
Thank you, beloved. No, absolutely, I want them. Yep, yep. We want that. We want to let them know we see you. Yeah, y'all not gonna be hiding the shit all up in your crib and y'all kikiing and look at what we got. Oh, no, no. We see what you got. We see it, and we got it too. So what's up? Yeah. We let them know we got it too. We got your little racist shit. We see what you got. We see what you're selling. We see what you get down still is. Yeah. Because they like to put racism in the past and all of that stuff. No, they still um circulate that stuff right now to this day. So those things are daily reminders of the past and present racism that we still experience. So yeah, I have no problem with that stuff. We got it on display. Y'all come down to the Hidden History Museum. Come down tomorrow, as a matter of fact, if you're in LA. We got a lot of that stuff. Yeah. We like to show that little sick shit they were doing. Learn. It wakes you up, man. You better learn because they'll try to erase. See, what they try to do is act like racism really it was never a thing. That's them. They try to act like it never really was a thing, or it was just some of those bad people down south. A lot of those memorabilia pieces, they were made in Ohio and New York. They were made in the North. You look at the back of them, it was made in New Jersey, made in Ohio. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of that racist memorabilia was made in the North. They were selling it to the people in the South. You see? So no, we're going to let them know. We see what's going on, and we're taking your power away from you because we're not offended by that, because we survive you sickos putting that nonsense out, normalizing that type of vile racism. They couldn't even smoke a cigarette without having a racist ashtray. We got ashtrays that had racist caricatures. They had clocks with racist caricatures on them. Calendars. I mean, these people made anti-black racism a part of their everyday life. We got cans with food displays. They would have black folks with big lips and big ass teeth on the food. I mean, every day their daily lives had to be reminders of how inferior they wanted us to be. You see? So that remind them, we see what you're doing. We see you. We see how you were raised. And we're watching you. You see, we're watching that ass. We're watching you. Let's get a Mayo men. Let's get Mayo men in the building. Mayo men. You can unmute that microphone, Mayo men. That would be phenomenal. All right, while we're waiting on Mayo men, y'all raise your hand if y'all want to get on, because we do have a lot of people in here. Let's get Fazo. Let's get Fazo in the building. I see Nice the girl down there. What's up, beloved? Fazo, what's up, brother? Okay, you don't want nothing. He ain't got nothing to say. Mayo, you back? You here? Yo, Mayo. Okay. Let me get him out of here. All right, let's get. Hold on, we got a lot of folks in here raising hands. Let's get Hexagonia. Hexagonia in the building. What's up, Hex? How are you, brother?
Good, good, good. I just had one question. So they say we're in a bad predicament because we lack leadership, but I wanted to get your opinion on the NAACP and
Oh,
if they're doing what they're supposed to, because I feel like they aren't compared to the ADL.
right. What the NAACP? They're doing everything for non-black groups. Oh yeah, they're doing phenomenal things for immigrants. They're doing phenomenal things for LGBT. They're doing phenomenal things for everybody except us. They ain't doing a damn thing for us, and that's the problem. So yeah, they ain't doing nothing for us. And that whole benign neglect nonsense, we have to stop going along with it. Mayo, you here? Yo,
Yeah, I'm here, boss. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's up, brother?
Hey, no, nothing much. My bad. It was tripping earlier.
Okay.
But I just shit. I just wanted to get in and say about what you were saying with white folks and how they so nostalgic about, like, whether it's Nazi Germany, Vikings, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. Like, they love to plunder, they love to conquer, conquest and shit. So like, yeah, they love that shit and they live
Oh,
off of it.
oh yeah. Yes, indeed. Thank you, brother.